we often have an effect on the world around us without even realising. And a metaphor that really describes this beautifully is one about a gardener. So there was a man who wasn't a very rich man, and he had a garden. He had a garden at the top of the hill, and he didn't have any water up there. So he had to carry his water in 2 buckets that he slung on a yoke across his shoulders. And each day he'd walk up the hill to water his garden. And one of the buckets had a hole in, but because he wasn't very rich, he couldn't replace the bucket. And because he wasn't very practical, he couldn't mend the bucket. So he'd walk up to the garden and he'd get to the top, and a lot of the water would have dripped away. And this annoyed him and it made him feel a bit useless, but he didn't have any options. He just had to keep making that journey again and again. And one day, perhaps in early summer, when he got to the top of the hill and turned around and looked along the path, he realised that along the side of the path, where the bucket with the hole in had made its journey all those weeks, there was a cloud of wildflowers. And he realised that even without being aware of it, his path had watered these flowers that without that journey would never have come into existence. And so he'd made a difference without even really realising. So take from that whatever you will, but I think it's really lovely. It reminds me of the film It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, which I don't know, did I mention that at the beginning of this video? I'm not sure if I did, but it's amazing, isn't it? When we think that we're useless and we're not good enough, actually we have no idea of the influence and the effect we're having on our environment and the people around us. So be kind to yourself. You never know what good you're doing in the world.